If you're looking for the perfect alternative to the Inca Trail when you're in Peru, a hike that's cheaper with far fewer tourists and better views, Choquequirao is for you. Okay, so I'm all packed, obviously not as early as I'd like. It's 11 o'clock, got to be up at 3:45 to get the pickup to start the hike. This is what I'm taking for the next 4 days. It's 5 kilos, plus a sleeping bag and a tent. And this is what I'm going to be carrying. It's so heavy because it's got water in it on my back. Yeah, let's go and do some crazy stuff in the Andes. It was an early start as we set off from Cusco well before dawn because we had to reach the trailhead by breakfast time. And we're still pretty high here, over 2,500 meters. The drive to the trailhead takes around 4 hours, so the sun came up as we twisted and turned our way through the Andes. I did not feel that good about it. After we arrived, we had a quick breakfast and got stamped into the trail. One of the reasons Choquequirao is so off the beaten track in Peru is that there aren't any roads to these ruins. You have to hike in. Now you can do this self-guided, or you can take a tour, which I decided to do because I wanted some company. I also quite liked the idea of somebody carrying my camping stuff, which is what you can do with a tour because they have donkeys and they go and set up your tent ahead of time. So all you have to do is carry your backpack, which when you're this high and the trek is this tough, is honestly quite enough for me. And you definitely want to make this trek in dry season, which runs roughly from May to October in the Andes of Peru. And we were lucky enough to have beautiful blue skies as we began the first morning descent into the canyon. This is the easy bit. So we reached the lunch spot on the first day of hiking. We basically hiked down on one side of the canyon, and you can see here the river flowing behind us. It's a beautiful spot for lunch, and then started moving up today so far so good. After lunch, we made it to the bottom of the canyon and had to cross the river to get to the other side. This fun bridge was one of my highlights before the aching climb up began. After crossing the bridge, we began the climb uphill, and what a climb! This is why Choquequirao is one of the toughest hikes around Cusco. What's our team name?
Inca!
That's the team. We're almost at the top of the hill on the first day. Pretty buggered. It's been great. Our campsite on the first night had some incredible views and was in such a peaceful place. It was gorgeous. Then all we had to do for the rest of the evening was kick back and watch the sun go down behind the beautiful mountains while our amazing guides kindly prepared our dinner. Obviously, I couldn't film when it was dark, but as the sun came up, we were still climbing uphill and I managed to get my camera out. Second morning, after starting at 4, it's basically straight uphill. You can see we're basically in the clouds now. And we're walking outside of a canyon for about 2 hours. But when we get to the top, we're having coffee and breakfast, so it's all good. Vamos! Up and up we climbed. It seemed we were going forever. I've never trekked with poles before, but on this steep and rocky trail, they were definitely useful, and I'd highly recommend them if you want to make the Choquequirao trek. After several hours of seriously vertical incline, we finally made it to Marampata, where we could rest and have some breakfast. Where we ate was a local house exactly like the first day, and you can also camp here. As you can see, it's right in the clouds, the perfect place to put our feet up. So after a few hours downtime and with some full stomachs, we decided to make it onto the ruins themselves on the second day. I loved this part of the hike because of how authentic it felt as we passed through local villages and got to see how people in this part of Peru really live. Finally, on the afternoon of day 2, after trekking for a few hours from the camp, we started to spot the ruins in the distance, not far to go. And just like that, we stumbled out of the jungle into Choquequirao. Let's be honest, who wouldn't want to live in a place like this? The central plaza is the main part of the Choquequirao ruins and the first open space you come to after entering. It's perfect for taking in the views. Leading off from the central plaza are the ruins of many buildings you can happily wander around without a guide, marvelling at the Inca stonework and what a great empire in the Andes this was. You can also wander up above the central plaza to get an incredible view over the main site of the ruins and the surrounding landscape. But my favourite part of the ruin site had to be the so-called Llama Wall, which featured the steepest steps I've ever climbed, as well as views that take your breath away too. You can easily spend a whole day exploring Choquequirao because the site is so huge, and then you can camp here too. After that, it's time to retrace your steps back to the trailhead and return to Cusco. If you're looking for the perfect alternative to the Inca Trail when you're in Peru, a hike that's cheaper with far fewer tourists and better views, Choquequirao is for you.